Hello to all the beautiful people on the internet. Welcome to Food Talker. I am sorry it has been a while since I uploaded my last video. I needed to get this little guy. Please don't look into that. So, we are going to cook today, but we just want to let you know a little bit about this guy. So please let them know who you are if they don't know you already.
Yes. Well, for you at home who don't know who I am already, I am Daniel, I am 28, and I am the co-host of this podcast.
YouTube channel.
YouTube channel.
He's thinking about the previous channel.
Yes,
I apologise. Please don't knock the table again with your long legs.
Do you mean my short legs? Because I'm a little guy, remember, so...
Yeah, if the camera can't see you, well, that's your fault.
I know.
Anyways, so today we're going to taste each other's cooking. We'll be looking at how they cook, presentation, and taste. So we flipped a coin, and he's up first. So you want to tell them what you're going to make?
I am going to make your host and my bestest offender of 6 years a nice tuna pasta bake.
Let's get cooking. As he cooks, he will detail what he is going to be doing. So then you guys at home can try out the recipe, especially you kids.
As you can see, I am in the kitchen area. And first things first, we need to wash our hands, kiddie whittles, wash our hands. Now, what we need to do is turn this tap on, twiddle, 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 like that. And between the fingers, like, little kiddies at home in between the fingers. And washy wash, nice, wash, 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 wash. And then you need soap, soapy soap, soap, soap. And all again. Yep. We're all in between the fingers and the thumbs like this and like that. You can even sing Happy Birthday twice if you want. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Don't sing anymore, we could get copyrighted.
Now, rinse, rinse. La 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 la. And we turn off the tap. Yes, well, my apologies if you hear some sniffling. My cameraman in the back here is still ill. I do apologise if you hear sniffing. Right. And yes, so we first have our tuna chunks. We have our tuna chunks. We are making tuna pasta bake, so we need tuna. Yep. We need our sweet corn. We have our ground coriander. And if you don't have that, that's fine. You can use an alternative. We have an all-purpose seasoning. And we have some oregano. Again, if you don't have any of these seasonings, you can always use, let's say, a different type of seasoning. And it's not that sort of seasoning.
I am so sorry, guys.
The cameraman is chuckling at me when I say other type of seasoning. We have some fusilli. You can use penny pasta. You can use little bow ties. You can use anything. And more importantly, you need salt. Because I can tell you now, any recipe without salt is... And of course, I think I've already showed you this, but if I haven't, the pasta bake mix. We'll need a whisk, a tin opener, and some milk, which is just over here. and we have Freshways whole milk. But I mean, you can use semi-skimmed or skimmed, or even oat milk if you want, if you're one of those people who are lactose intolerant. Firstly, we will need the tuna. Oh, there we are. Tuna chunks.
Apologies, guys, if the camera blurs.
And we have our tin opener. So, firstly, we get our tin opener. My apologies, guys. I can't seem to get the thing on the...
Give us a moment, guys. Apologies for that, guys. We were trying to figure out what was wrong.
Yes, there was some technical difficulties.
My finger made an appearance.
Technical
difficulties.
Thank you. Right, so we turny.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
Right, and we turn until the lid comes off. In the...
Blech.
Right.
Now, you guys see that? I want you to roast it in the comments.
Yeah, please.
Looks like cat sick.
Yes. And then...
He can't help but laugh himself off. You've got to pull it out again.
Not in that way, guys. Don't be dirty. Right, we pull the handle out again to release the lid. Then we put the lid on top, like this. We put our tin opener back in the sink to wash later on, and then we get the tuna. I nearly forgot what it was called then. The tuna, and you just rinse it out. Get rid of all that lovely juice. Tuna juice. Nice. Get rid of all that juice.
Shake it for us. Shake it.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it. Right. We get rid of all that juice. I think you can get it juiceless as well, but I don't know whether you can.
I want you guys to count how many times this man said juice.
Yeah, please. Down in the comments below. Anyway. We put our tuna in the bowl. Right. We get our fork. Yep. And then we get all the excess out. I do not like wasting tuna.
This man will eat a whole cake if he had to.
Yes. And the cameraman from Yorkshire eats a whole cake anyway. And he is a little bit chubby.
If you want to see that, I'll prove it to you.
Yeah. And then we just get in there. Oh, God. We get the tape out. That's not good. Get that tape out. Get that tape out. And then we just use the fork. We mush it. Like this. Ooh, yes. There we go. Nice and mushed. Yeah, we mush it in there. Right.
What did the fish say to the detective?
I don't know. What did he say to the detective?
Something smells fishy.
Oh. Boo. Oh, well, never mind. Anyway, then we put our tin in the trash.
Please ignore the mess on my table.
Yep. Excuse you. You can't do cooking without a bit of mess on the table.
Oh, my fingers made an appearance again.
Then we put our sweet corn. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is a little bit bigger than our Green Giant sweet corn. So I don't think you need much of this. But if you would like to use the whole thing, that's fine. That's optional. But if you don't need to, that's fine. Fine.
I think I got it with your tuna-covered thumb. My fingers keep making an appearance.
So we open it up. Again, this is very juicy. So we put all the juice.
It's okay if a few sweet corn falls out.
Yeah, it's okay if a few sweet corn falls out. Because I can tell you now, there's plenty in there.
Look at all that.
Look at all that sweet corn.
Look at it.
Look at it. Look at it. Kind of sound like Patrick Star from SpongeBob. Look at it. Look at it. I want you to look at it.
Find the SpongeBob out there. Let us know.
And then we just pop that in there. Like this. Now, this is optional. You can have as much sweet corn as you like. And if it's too much, pop it back in there. But I would roughly do about half a tin. Goes with the fish. And you just mix that in there. And refrigerate or do whatever you want with the rest of it. So then you mix this up in with a tuna like this. Mixy, mixy, mix. Right. And then,
Oh, there it goes.
Where are you going?
If that one escapes, make sure you get it back in there.
Yeah. 5-second rule. Right. Now we've got all that mixed up. Right. We get our tuna out of the way. We just pop it somewhere.
Perfect.
There we are. Pop that out of the shot. And we get our sweet corn out of the way. Now, this is optional. Right. Now we put our seasonings in there. So we have our ground coriander. We have our oregano. And we have our all-purpose seasoning. Now, we pop that in there, like this. Just sprinkle it around like that. We get our ground coriander, and exactly the same way, we just sprinkle it around like this. Oh, bloody hell. And if you can't get anything out, just pop it in like that.
I'm pretty sure they saw something come out.
And there, not like that, guys. Please keep it PG. And then we have oregano.
It's the comment section. Nothing's PG.
There we go. But we know about those teenagers out there who take it out of context. Spices, and we
There are escaping convicts in there.
and we mix that in there like that. I bet our cameraman can smell it.
It's very herby.
Very, very herby. But that's the gist, you see. With great herbs comes great responsibility. Just a Spider-Man quote, which I just managed to...
With great herbs comes great flavour.
That one's better. Which one's better? Drop down in the comments. Jot it down in the comments. The cameraman's or mine? Then we get our water. Now, we need water for our pan. So we come over here, we get our water.
The pan needs water, not the camera.
Not the camera. That'll break the camera. Now, we get our nice cool water. I would say round about half full, like that. Yep. And then we put it on our hob. Now, the adults in our comment section, please do this for your kids, because this is very, very hot, hot, hot. So, we get our fusilli. The dice of Italy. Right. We get our pasta and we pop it in there.
Once he finds the tape.
There we are. And then we release our pasta. There we are.
We're free!
We're free!
Oh no!
And we pop it in there.
The shadow is very...
Shall we put all the pasta in?
Nah, I think that should be alright, shouldn't it? I think a little bit more.
Yep. Yeah.
That should do it.
Yeah, there we go. So we then pop this on our counter over here, out of our way. Yeah. So then we put all that pasta. This is why we keep washing them, because it's more important to wash them, because we all have all those nasty germy germs. Now,
no one says germs like that.
Now, which one?
He doesn't know which hob is hob. This one for that one.
This one for that one.
Yep.
And this one for that one.
Correct.
Right. And then we pop it on, let's say, on our
Wow.
4.
I never noticed this before. On the camera, it looks like the hob is purple.
Yes, well, we put it on our number 4. We always put it on a nice high heat. And then what we do is once it's cooked, we then, or when it's boiling, we put it down to a number 3 or a number 2. And that will be our simmering. Simmering point is just when it comes down from the boiler and it goes into a nice, simple, gentle roll of water. Little ripples. So, then before we put it on the hob, we put our sea salt. Now, some of you might think, I don't like sea salt. That's fine. It doesn't matter.
You pop off the lid.
There we go. Doesn't matter if you don't like sea salt. But for me, I always put salt in my pasta. And I think the cameraman knows why I put salt in my pasta.
Of course we do.
Why do we put salt in
You tell us.
this would usually take 20 minutes to boil. As you can see now, there is steam coming out, coming off. It's steaming basically. So here we are. Now we are steaming. We're not boiling, but we're steaming, and we are cooking. And ever so occasionally we put our metal spoon. I would strongly suggest the kids don't do this, because you are again going to burn yourself. But if you don't like using a silver or metal spoon, I would strongly suggest using a wooden spatula or a wooden spoon. My glasses are falling down. That's not part of the sentence. And as you can see, we are slowly getting there. It has been 5 minutes now, and as you can see, it is now on the boil. Now that is what we want. And when do we want it?
Now.
There you go. So, there we go.
That was poor.
I know, that I do apologise for my cameraman. He's not feeling very enthusiastic. He is usually more enthusiastic than that. Then we turn it down to a nice simmer. And while we're doing that, we put our sauce on. So, saucy.
Sauce.
Ah. Right, now, it usually says serves 4, but this is going to serve 2. So, here we are. This says a scissor sign. Can you see that? So, personally, I don't use scissors when you have brute strength. So, then, we open the package. Whoa, look at that, beautiful.
Apologies for the dog outside.
And we put that in there. Right, and then what we do,
I think you got it.
right, and then sign.
I'll censor that.
And then we get all of it out. I don't like wasting anything. And then we put all our rubbish into the bin over here. Yeah. And then we get our milk. And then we put our milk. Oh, we take the lid off. Right. We put our milk in.
Doopity-doop.
There you are. There you go. Not so much milk, just a little bit as we've got in there. And then we put our milk back in the fridge.
He's a 28-year-old man with the body of an 80-year-old.
There you go. Anyway, here we go. So, we then put it on the heat.
With our whisk.
Again, caution, hob is hot. And we carry on stirring until you have the sauce.
I got the sauce.
Mixy, mixy, mixy until we have the sauce consistency. You really need to whisk it. Get all that. Get all the. Get all that in there. There we are. It's pretty much heated up. Heat the milk up. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have been now stirring this for a good, let's say, 5 minutes. It needs to be 5 minutes. Let the milk heat up and it starts boiling. And when it starts boiling, you don't want it to overboil and you don't want it to underboil. So again, we turn our heat down. So we are on a nice simmer. Right, do a nice tuneful tap. Now we must get the water out of our pasta. How do you get the water out of our pasta?
With that sieve over there.
Then we have our sieve.
Or drainer, whatever you call it.
Now the correct word for this is a colander. Now we get our colander or sieve. Doesn't matter what you want to call it, but anyway. And then we put this in here and we sieve it. Get all the...
We shake it all about.
Do this. Get all the water out. Then what we do is we then put our pasta back into our saucepan. Right. Put the colander to one side to wash later or rinse out later. And then we put our tuna from earlier on. I thought I spilt some. And then we put it in here.
As it flies everywhere.
As it flies everywhere, you put that in there. Right.
Focus.
And then we get our... This is very risky, ladies and gentlemen, please don't do that. If you drop it, you drop it, but if you're like me and you like your food, then please get an adult to try and get most of the mess out from between the pans. And then you put the spoon in here. We get our sauce that we mixed earlier. We turn off that hob that was cooking the sauce and we put it all together. And then make sure we have most of, if not all, of the sauce. Beautiful thighs. Yep. And then if you have a bit of burnage like that, that's fine. Because what you can do then is then we just put it in some water, some hot water. Fill it up with some warm water. Put a little bit of dish soap in there, a bit of Magnum or whatever you've got in your kitchen. Put that in there, swirl that around, leave it to soak a little bit. You just leave it to soak. Yeah, you just leave it to soak. Like that.
Beautiful.
And then we stir our mixture in with our, there we go, in with everything.
We're professionals.
Now, here, this is what's called folding. And this is a technique where you just get all the ingredients on your spoon and you just turn it over. You can call it folding or you can call it turning over.
Hopefully you can see us.
Right?
Here he comes with the food.
Oh, here comes the food. Here comes the luxurious food. Here it is. Our tuna pasta bake.
Where's that cutlery? We're just gonna eat with the hands. Okay, so the way you cooked it, I think you could have done a bit better with an explanation.
Yeah, I could have done.
But I'll give you a 8 out of 10.
Right, for an explanation.
Presentation, I'd say it's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't look the most appetizing.
No, well, it is a 25-minute to 30-minute food. So it is quite a quick food to make.
So I'd give that a 6.
A 6.
Now
And
to taste. Very flavourful. Pasta's definitely cooked well.
Yeah.
Sweet corn is easy to crush.
Yeah.
You can definitely taste some of the herbs you've got in there. I'd give that a 9 out of 10.
Oh, not bad.
So let's dig in.
Let's dig in.
So this time it's going to be my turn to cook, and I'm just going to mix eggs and ham together, but I'm going to do a little bit of twist. I'm going to mix it up with some spices. So we have our pan, our chopping board, our little whiskey whisk, our cup, and to cut this ham up, we will need, if my assistant will get out of the way, I can find it, knife. So we'll just need eggs, cooking oil, and ham. You'll need the cooking oil to make sure it does not stick to the pan. And here are my personal favourites: cumin, parsley, and smoked paprika. First, as usual, you must always wash your hands. You don't know what kind of germs are on there. Make sure you swirl them around. Massage your fingers in between. Even massage your thumb right there. And then just rinse it all up. Like so. And of course, you dry it. If you're wondering why you didn't see it before, it's because I can move my hands. He cannot, unfortunately. If there's most things you can't see, I apologise. He is trying his best. He does have an injured arm. So please be respectful about that. Now let's see, get some cooking oil. Olé.
Olé.
Just pour a bit, about that much. Screw the lid back on. Turn the heat in. I always put it on high for me. You just swirl it around. Make sure it covers all of the pan. Just to make sure no bit gets left behind. And I turned on the wrong hob. I apologise. It's meant to be this one. Now, while the pan heats up, because I'm cooking for the both of us, I'm going to crack 4 eggs into this. Crack that bad boy up. Now, make sure when you crack it, you look inside to see if there are any eggshells. And so far, there is none in there, so we are good. For number 1, egg number 2. Now, I personally use a knife to crack my eggs open, but you can also bang it against the counter. Not too hard, but enough to crack it. Or if you're a very skilled master chef, you could just crack it with your hands. My eyes are getting watery.
One-handed.
Exactly, one-handed.
Jesus.
It's preferably not good to do this while you are ill, but you know, I need content, so. Oh, this one's being a bit. Ooh, oh no. Oh, this one's being a bit of a bugger. And no, parents, bugger is not a swear word. Many parents keep thinking that. Now, I just noticed there was eggshells in there. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a fork from here, and I'm going to try and dig them out. I apologise for the unpleasant noise of the screeching, but it has to be done. So there's one shell right there. I think, yeah, that's it. Just that shell. Because that egg was not being very nice. Did not want to crack for me. And now the last one. Hopefully it'll be nicer. There we go. There we go. Now, we're not going to whisk them up just yet. Because first, we need to cut up our ham. The way we're going to do that is we're going to put the egg aside. Move the whisk over to the table. It's clean, so there's nothing on there. It hasn't been used. Move the eggs over. I'll have them for my breakfast tomorrow. So now, I'm going to use the rest of this ham, and I'm going to cut it in pieces. Someone's going to cough. You can cough. I apologise. I hope you enjoyed the view of my shoulder. Cut it into slices there, and then turn it around and cut it into thinner slices. It does take a while, so I do apologise. If I don't talk, I am very focused. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you the totals of the score of Dan's food. His food got a 23 out of 30. I need to beat that. So now, that's all cut up. I'm going to add it in there. Blop, blop. Floop, flop. And if you're noticing, the pan is also steaming up. That means we're almost there. Clean all that off. And last thing to do before we whisk it all up is to put in our spices. So first our cumin. If it doesn't come out, make sure you just put it up straight and then pour again. Next is our parsley. For this one, just gently shake. And lastly, but not least, paprika. I'm sure you enjoyed looking at my toes. I'm going to add a lot in there. And again.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, don't look at his toes. All the feet people out there, just don't look.
Yes,
You can blur those out, mate. Blur those out, Paul.
Especially for a certain type of website. So we are now going to attempt to whisk them in. Because there's bits of food in there and such, and it is a mug, I am going to have to do this motion, up and down and twiddle. Hopefully my fire alarm does not go off, because it is a pain in the bum. Now we've got that in there, we are ready for the ultimate part of this recipe. The sizzle. Here we go. Ooh, get all those little bits out there. Let that cook for a while. As you can see, it may not look appetizing at the moment, but I promise you when it is finished, it will at least taste good. While it's cooking, we're going to add our salt in. I may need to open a window. Don't want a fire alarm going off. Trust me, it's a pain in the bum. Over this way. And in a few minutes you should see some improvements. As you can see, it is now starting to make some form. I promise you this is going to be delicious. And if you see right here where it is burnt, that is the result of if you put it too high. If you put it too high, you risk burning your food. So now we're going to turn this off. It is done, and you will see the results coming in. Here comes the food. Here comes the food. Now let's get our forks and eat. Let's get our forks and eat.
Let's get our forks and eat.
One for you and one for me.
One for you, one for me.
So how has the cooking process looked?
Well, the cooking process, ladies and gentlemen, looked rather good, to be honest with you. Very quick, very nice. I would say it took how many minutes?
About 10, 15?
Yeah, around about 10, 15. That's not bad. I would give it a good, 6, 7?
Which one?
6.
Okay. Presentation?
Presentation. Yeah, presentation is good. I would say it looks odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very odd, ladies and gentlemen.
Out of 10?
Presentation, I would say a 5. A 5.
And taste?
And the taste. And the taste. Get on the fork. Get on the fork.
There you go.
Get on the fork.
Just eat it like that.
Just get on the fork.
How is it?
Perfect.
Out of 10?
Eight.
So I got 19. So he won this round. Next week we will start cooking from a cookbook, doing some real good recipes. If you have any recipes that you want us to try out, they can be simple or normal, they can be crazy and wacky. Let us know in the comment section down below. I have been Hayden.
And I have been the co-host, Dan Ashby.
And come and eat with us again.